A disgusting business owner houses down a homeless woman, which is pretty depressing and disturbing. Like, it's a pretty wrong thing to do. We're gonna check it. The volume is off because they have like blaring music and all that kind of stuff, right? But right here, you can literally see the business owner, the gallery owner, right, with a hose, just straight up spraying a homeless person, a homeless girl, just like over and over and over, like literally not caring, just like hose, 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 like he's telling her to leave, go, say move, move, get out of here. It's just, it's pretty disgusting. Let's see, this person on Twitter says, I would love to know the name of this cruel and despicable man. He needs to be held to account for treating a human being like this. I cannot put into words how disgusting this is. So let's read the article. So, the owner of a posh San Francisco art gallery is being showered with scorn after he was nabbed on viral video spraying a homeless woman with a garden hose. Collier Gwynn, the owner of the Foster Gwynn Gallery in the California city's upscale Jackson Square neighborhood, admitted that he hosed down the woman to get her off his sidewalk on Monday. Now, this is the interesting thing, right? Because typically speaking, the sidewalk is public property, right? Meaning he doesn't necessarily have a right to anything on the sidewalk. Now, it might be different in San Francisco, but we are talking about San Francisco where they quite literally let people just poop on the sidewalk in public, where they let people inject heinous things into them on the sidewalk, you know. Let's see, so the gallery owner insisted that the whole community has failed her. Well, I mean, I would agree with that. So the whole neighborhood is a part of this situation, Gwynn told NBC Bay Area News. The police force is part of the situation. The city and the social services is a part of the situation. There have been repeated attempts to try to help this woman who is psychotic, he continued. There's absolutely nothing that can be done. They'll take her to a shelter and they will turn her out in 2 days. They will take her to the hospital. They will release her within a day. But the video, which was first posted to TikTok before it was widely shared on Twitter, garnering thousands of views, drew the ire of online critics. Let's see. I don't care how frustrated somebody is, this is not the way human beings treat other human beings. San Francisco Board of Supervisors President Aaron Peskin, whose district includes the gallery, told the San Francisco Chronicle. It's unconscionable, he said. It's abuse. Others on social media also fumed. If housing is a human right, then discrimination and violence against someone because of their housing status is a human rights violation, correct Twitter user Brittany wrote. The thing is, what people don't understand, housing is not a human right. Like, that's the reality. Housing is not a human right. It's a privilege, right? But everyone should strive to have good housing. Everyone should try to get good housing. You want to feel safe, you want to be able to rest, you want to actually be able to prepare your food or eat something. Like, you want the safety and shelter of housing, right? But it is not a right. Like, no one has a right to a home, right? That's something that people need to understand. But that guy definitely should not have hosed the homeless lady. So Collier Gwynn is a vigilante and must be prosecuted for assault unless the city condones this and wants to see similar actions, she said. The problem with this, right, is what has this city been doing with trying to help homeless people get off the street? What has the city, the government, been doing to actually solve the homeless issue? Probably nothing at all. So, if they're not doing a darn thing to solve the issue, this is going to keep happening, right? It's going to keep happening. So, do I think this guy necessarily needs to be prosecuted? No. But, like, you can't just be doing this. So, he should be punished in some way. Prosecuted? Probably not. That being said, like, you could actually do some sort of damage with the hose. So, I don't know. Feel free to give your thoughts on it. I don't think he should necessarily be charged with anything, but maybe massively fined. That might hurt him more than just being charged with something. The footage shows Gwen matter of factly spraying the woman, later identified as Cora, as she screams, "Are you gonna move?" Gwen is heard yelling, "Move." Edson Galvez, who posted the video online, told NBC he was stunned. "I started recording the guy, and this guy is like pouring water on plants," he said. "And then I saw the lady like this, and I was like, oh no, that's a lady." "Okay, that lady doesn't go inside the business," said Galvez, co owner of the nearby Brioche Cafe. "She sleeps on the street, but she's very calm. Yeah, I was putting quarters on the parking meter right now, and she was passing by." Still, Galvez conceded he could understand both parties. "I feel sorry for the tenant, and I feel sorry for the lady, but police had come out one time and he said there's nothing they can do," the local said. And police reportedly responded to the scene after the incident, but Gwen didn't answer, according to the NBC report. And see, this is the problem, right? This is why I don't think he should necessarily be charged with anything, because the cops aren't doing a single thing to solve the issue. And if their hands are tied behind them, then the people who voted for policies that allow these sort of things to keep happening are responsible, right? Because you can't keep putting policies that would allow these sort of situations to keep coming up. Because this is not going to be the first time. This hasn't been the first time that this something like this has happened. Worse things has happened. Like, it's going to get increasingly worse. And look, it was one homeless individual that got sprayed. What would happen if this was like five homeless people? They probably wouldn't get sprayed. There might be a fight that ensues. Someone might end up getting severely harmed or injured or lose their life one way or the other on different groups. It's like you like as a city, you cannot allow people to sleep on the sidewalk. That is a danger to them. That's a danger to everyone around. Like, it's just not a good situation. So, yeah, I mean, feel free to give your thoughts again, but like, these places need to start changing the way that they vote to change the different policies, because you can't have people sleeping on the sidewalk as the norm. Like, you can't have that be allowed. Let's see some of these comments. "I bet she won't sit in front of his shop again. Actually, I bet you she will. Water cannon. No, 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 no. Did she move? No. I guarantee he voted for every liberal policy and politician that came down the pike." Let's see. This person says, "I bet he's a woke progressive." This person says, "He's not heartless. These people are a pain in the butt to lots of people and need to be located away from decent people." Bleeding hearts created the problem, and many are saying, heh, if I don't need to work, this ain't bad, and you'll find them all sitting or laying about all the time. Let's see. If housing is a human right, then discrimination, dot dot dot. No, human housing is not a right. It is a privilege you earn by working and participating in society. I agree. This is a total and complete failure of democratic politicians, junkies and homeless shooting up and doing drugs openly on the streets, shoplifters and thieves stealing from stores rampantly. Enough is enough. This is the unfortunate outcome when order in societies breaks down. It's a shame what happened in San Francisco because it used to be an amazing city. Now the only alternative people have to calling the police is taking matters into their own hands. As cruel as it looks in this article, it's hard not to understand the frustration of the people who live, work, and own property in SF. And this is the thing, right? And this person makes a really good point right underneath this. The police have to follow the rules the politicians make for them. Some people want to blame the cops, but they aren't allowed to do anything. Like, which is just so crazy to me. Like, why would you purposely tie the hands of police behind their backs to where they can't even solve civil issues like this, right? Where they can't even maybe direct this individual to like a shelter or something, some sort of option, right? Sad. California state budget for homeless is 7.2 billion. It is estimated there are 161,548 homeless in the state. That comes to just over $44,500 per homeless person. This is not a funding problem. Failed leadership caused the situation to boil over. There is not much police can do if there are not effective programs. Instead of being outraged at the gallery owner, people's energies would be much better spent figuring out why it came to this and demanding solutions from the SF mayor, city council, Newsom, and the CA legislature. This should be a wake up call. And this person says your solution has one fundamental problem. It makes perfect sense. Lord, give your thoughts. I don't know. I just think governments are just so corrupt and so stupid that they can't even solve anything.